This is so exciting. This has been a very hard secret to keep for the last 18 months, but we can announce today that a brand new Stargate series is coming to Prime Video.
Well, guys, it's finally happening. The moment that we've been waiting for so long. It's actually real. Amazon announced a new Stargate series. It's going ahead, it's going to be on Prime Video, and it's not going to be a reboot. In fact, it's got some of the creatives who brought us the original Stargate series that we know and love at the helm of a brand new series. It's real, it's official. Let's break it all down. Stargate fans have been rallying MGM for years now. Stargate Universe went off the air in 2011. We got that short form web series in 2018, Stargate Origins, but otherwise we've just been clamoring and campaigning and tweet storming for MGM to do something new with Stargate. Bring it back. Let's have a revival. Let's have a new show. The studio was sold to Amazon. That deal closed in 2023, so now it's been a good 2.5 years in Amazon's hands, and we've been petitioning Amazon, waiting to see what they were going to do with it. Well, now we finally know. They've pulled the trigger. They've committed to an idea. The new Stargate series on Prime Video is going to be created and showrun by Martin Gero. That name might be familiar to you, especially if you watch Stargate Atlantis. That's where he got his start in the industry. He came on as a writer and a story editor in 2004, worked for all 5 seasons, worked his way up to executive producer on that show. Martin is responsible for writing a lot of the stories that you know and love. He wrote a bunch of the mid-season two-parters, the season finales, the season premieres. He wrote things like The Storm in the Eye, The Return, Be All My Sins Remembered, First Contact, and The Lost Tribe. And then he wrote a bunch of other fan-favorite episodes. He wrote Duet, he wrote Sunday, Pour One Out for Dr. Beckett, and McKay and Mrs. Miller. Martin also directed an episode of the show that was season 5's Brainstorm with Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye. While he was on Stargate, he also did a little bit of work in the later seasons of SG-1 and for the first season of Stargate Universe. Martin Gero really is one of the Stargate family's success stories. He went on from Stargate to work on HBO's Bored to Death with Ted Danson. He created the LA complex for the CW. Jewel State's in that show. And then he created Blind Spot on NBC, which was a terrific action-adventure procedural drama. Most recently, Martin served as showrunner on NBC's revival of Quantum Leap. But it's not just Martin on this new Stargate series. Brad Wright is back. Brad Wright co-created SG-1 with Jonathan Glassner in 1997. He co-created Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe with Robert C. Cooper in 2004 and in 2009. Brad has really been the shepherd of the Stargate franchise as we have known it and loved it for so many years. He's responsible for so many great stories that you know and love. He's written episodes like Threshold and Abyss and The Shrine, right? Some of my all-time favorite episodes. So it's amazing to have Brad as a producer on this show. Also joining them is former Stargate writer and executive producer Joseph Malazzi. Joe went on from Stargate to create Dark Matter with Paul Mully. His time on Stargate, he joined in season 4 of SG-1 along with Paul Mully, and his time on Stargate, again, is filled with some of your favorite episodes. He co-wrote Window of Opportunity, season 4 finale Exodus, one of my all-time favorites, Summit and Last Stand in season 5. Again, between the 3 of these producers, they probably wrote most of your favorite episodes of Stargate. I'm thrilled that Amazon picked this crew to make a new series. In a surprise twist, Stargate's original creators, Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, who brought us the original Stargate feature film in 1994, have also signed on the new series as executive producers. This news in and of itself is incredible. Having these 2 join Martin Gero and Stargate's TV team for the Prime Video series represents an incredible unification of the franchise's creative talent, the movie team and the TV team, coming together for the first time in Stargate's 31-year history. So more about the show. Well, we don't know a whole lot yet. They're still keeping the cards close to the vest, but we know it's going to be on Prime Video, which means it's going to be globally distributed. Prime Video reaches some 240 territories around the world. That's more than there are countries. And this is going to be the first Stargate show that fans all over the world will be able to watch at the same time. If you've been around as long as I have, you remember in certain countries there were delays of days or weeks, or in some cases even months, where folks in the UK or France or other parts of the world hadn't gotten the new episodes yet. Now, this is my speculation. This hasn't been confirmed, but I anticipate that this will be like most modern streaming shows. It'll be a lower episode count with higher budget per episode. So maybe around 10 episodes per season. Martin confirmed that they are early on in the production process. They have a pilot script, they have kind of a show Bible that he's been working on. In fact, he's been developing this, he says, for a good 18 months to 2 years working on this project. Now Amazon's given it the green light, and they're gonna work out those initial details about where it's gonna shoot, who's gonna write for it. All those pre-production pieces will fall into place over the next few months. Here's my favorite part of the announcement, and really the biggest question that we had going in about what Amazon was going to do with the Stargate franchise after they purchased MGM in 2023. This show is not a reboot. They're continuing the mythology that we know and that we love.
It is not a reboot. It is not a reboot. It is a brand new chapter. It's its own unique chapter in the Stargate universe.
The new series is going to be set in the same universe. It's going to maintain the canon. It's going to have the same characters, the same technology and alien species. And importantly, the producer said it's going to have the same tone that made Stargate a global hit. It's going to feel like Stargate.
I will say this, a lot of speculation about what people want the show to be and what they don't want the show to be. I strongly feel that they will watch this show and say, this is Stargate.
So it's going to continue the world that we know and love and that fans have become invested in over the course of many decades now. So it needs to be said, Amazon, you did good. Thank you. You made the right choice. This is a decision that respects the fans. Continuing the canon, of course, also means that we might see some familiar faces pop up again. Brad Wright had written a script back in 2020 that was bringing in General Samantha Carter and maybe an appearance from McKay, Cameron Mitchell, those sorts of characters. Maybe even Richard Dean Anderson as Jack O'Neill. We don't know if any of that's happening in this series, but the point is that continuing the canon means that it's certainly possible. And Gero was understandably a bit non-committal about familiar faces popping up in the new show. But there's also several things that we don't know about the show yet at this early stage of production. So stick with GateWorld, we're going to track it all and report it, of course, as we move through production into 2026 and beyond. We don't know the title of the show yet. We don't know when it's going to start filming or where it's going to start filming. Budgets are being worked on, and the producers in the studio have to figure out the best, most economical place to shoot. We also don't know when it's going to premiere on Prime Video yet. Again, shorter episode order, but bigger budget, more effects, more post-production work. If you made me guess, I would say hopefully they're going to film in 2026, do all the post-production so that the show is more or less ready to go. I'm hoping for a 2027 premiere. Casting hasn't started yet, so we don't have any of that news for you yet. I would anticipate it early next year. And we also don't know the premise of the show. We don't know if it's going to be set on Earth. I have all these questions like, what does Stargate Command look like? Has the Stargate gone public? Who's in charge of the base? Or is the Stargate located at a completely different location? That may or may not actually be relevant to the show. It might be set on Earth and it might not. We just don't know yet. What Gero has said is that it's going to be its own thing, its own unique chapter in the Stargate franchise. So now when you watch the announcement video from Amazon, you're going to see me on it. You're going to see David from Dial the Gate on it. And that's because we've known these guys for 20 years, and they reached out to us and wanted to make the announcement this way. They wanted to go straight to the fans, which I'm obviously very flattered by, but I also take it as a huge, encouraging sign that the studio is happy to have them do this, right? Make a show that the fans are going to love. Go to the fans first. So we were privileged to be a part of the announcement, and it was a blast. Joe Malazzi reached out and said, hey, I've got something I want to talk to you guys about. Can you hop on a conference call? So we hopped on, and not only was Joe there, but Brad Wright was there, Martin Gero was there, and they let us know that it is a new show. The thing that we've been hoping for really is happening, and they're the ones who are going to make it. I'm so excited to have a brand new Stargate show, not just to watch and enjoy, but to cover on this channel. And Martin's looking to be transparent about the production process as they go through it. He wants to share information, right? And without spoiling the show, but he says, for example, he's got a whole bunch of concept art that's already been worked up that in the proper time we'll be able to get out there. So we'll be covering the show all through the production process here on GateWorld and over on our website. We're gonna have new characters, new villains, new stories, and we get to share it all as Stargate fans. Guys, we're gonna continue to spend the rest of the week celebrating this news with you, with Stargate fans all over the world. I'm streaming our live reactions with David from Dial the Gate, and then a little bit later in the week, there will be at least one stream where we bring on other fans from all over the world and get their reactions to the announcement. This is celebration week for Stargate fans. Here at GateWorld, we're also continuing our casual fan hangout on Fridays. Doing this right now every other Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in the UK. This is a chance for us to get on with fans, interact with chat a bit. I'm really excited to be on chat and see what you guys have to say about the big news this week. Maybe have some special guests, some other fans from all over the world. So look for our Friday chats. Trying to do these again every other week through the end of the year. So hopefully we'll have a chat on Friday this week and then on December 5th and December 19th. So if you can join us live, I'd love to see you there. Guys, thank you so much for all of your support for the channel over the years. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited about the future of Stargate and the future of what we're going to be doing on this channel as we have a new show to cover. So now's a great time to join the channel. If you're interested in GateWorld channel membership here on YouTube, check out the join button on a desktop browser. Being a member lets you see some videos early, get your name in the credits. Join us in the live chat. You'll get special emojis and chat badges, other sorts of things. But really the main thing that membership does is it's just a support for us. It enables us to continue to do what we do here in covering Stargate. So a big thanks. Thanks to everybody who's been a channel member up to this point, and especially our current patrons, Martin Gero and Nudist Publishing. You guys are great. Jump down to the comments and tell us what you think of the big news and what you hope this team can achieve with a new show. Now is the time to subscribe to the channel and enable alerts. We're going to be covering the ins and outs of the new show all the way through 2026 and into 2027 when I hope it's going to air. All the latest news is over on our website right now at gateworld.net. Deep breath, everyone. We did it.